What's up, everybody? Today's video is a bit of an extension of last week's video where I went down to Utah, stopped in at Yankum Ropes, met the people, and learned how Yankum Ropes are built. There was just way too much to fit into one video, so this video goes through everything, learn the process, get to nerd out a little bit. I like that kind of stuff, find it very interesting. I hope you do too. Enjoy the video. Here's the man.
Hey,
Alan.
How's it going?
Bruce.
It's good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Weird.
Officially?
Yeah. Do the Boy Scout handshake.
Yeah. That's weird is my specialty. So this is the spot.
Yeah, this is the spot. This is where, if you come to visit us, you would. This is the front door.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fun, but what happens in the back?
It's back there. Look at this stuff. Got a
big rope.
Blue anaconda on the wall.
So yeah, if your colors are blue, we got a blue rope for you.
And that's just recent, right?
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah. We just did some stuff with New Holland, and yeah, they're starting to move.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. We don't just do red ropes, and I've got something cool to show you with that.
Sweet. Wow. This is there's a lot going on.
There's a ton of stuff. Bruce, this is where it happens. This is where it starts. This is the beginnings of your kinetic rope, right here. Each one of these has tiny little itty bitty filament fibers that are like a quarter the size of a human hair. Itty bitty. And there's about 60 of those bundled up on each one of these spools. And then what we do, we go out here and they all get gathered up. Dan is the twist. Dan's the twisting specialist. You gotta see this part.
Dan's a little twisted.
A little twisted.
Yeah. 70s were good to me.
So each one of these rolls is fibers, but it's already fibers creating a bigger fiber.
Yeah. This is the highest grade nylon fiber you can get.
Wow.
And the reason being is because they're so small.
Yeah.
These itty bitty, they are, this is nylon 6/6 is what it is. In the smallest filament fiber. And it's used in a lot of different applications. In the medical industry, in the aeronautical, air and space, but also with like airbags.
Oh yeah,
so,
okay.
So high friction, high heat.
Yeah. Important stuff.
Important stuff.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, but this isn't the stuff that you see in carpet or other uses. This is the strong stuff. But so what we do is we take all of these, and you'll notice that they're going through these tensioners. What these tensioners do is that they maintain a consistent tension, so that then when they go through the yarn twister, they're all, none of them are looped out or hanging out the side. They're all perfect, consistent. Yeah. And then we got the gathering plates here, and everything goes through, and then goes through another set of tensioners, and that's all hydraulic. And then what's happening in here, at about 1600 RPM, this machine is putting on about 23 twists every meter.
Wow.
You used to have it memorized.
Yeah. A lot of numbers on your brain.
Yeah, a lot of numbers. So anyways, but this has to be very precise, because if it's just a little bit off, then your rope will be unbalanced.
Yep.
The only way to have a strong rope is to have a balanced rope. And this will do not only S twist, but Z twist, which is like clockwise versus counterclockwise.
Okay. Yep.
So again over here, Dan, oh yeah, just getting it kicked on. So after we make one spool, then what we do is we'll put two of those spools together. So you see you've got a yellow one and you've got a red one. Those are the opposing twists.
Okay.
So you've got the Z twist on the red one, you got the S twist on the yellow one. And then we have equal parts to then start braiding. So this is all the stuff we got to do before we can make rope.
Before you even start.
Yeah, before we even get started. So
very cool.
I'm out again.
You're out again. When Dan cranks it up, it fills it up fast. Then you get to see what we're doing here too. So we're right now we're working on so we can have a really easy system for multiple colors. So
okay.
You get to be a part of the big announcement. We're doing more than just red now.
Cool.
So,
and that is right now.
That's right now. Up an I-beam so that then we can have a row of all of the different bats of color.
Yeah.
So that then we can quickly do that. Because that's, everybody always asks, like, why red?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's the brightest dark color.
Yeah.
It hides a lot of dirt,
anything,
nature and stuff, but it's still visible.
Yep.
Not everybody likes red.
Yep.
So we had to pick.
Yep.
I can't, like, we just couldn't, if we had to inventory every single color, we'd have to have 10 times the square footage.
Yeah.
So,
and product sitting for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're finally at the point where we can offer color.
Yep. All right. This looks like the business.
Yeah. So this is the inside of the rope. This is the core. So there's some rope companies out there where they'll just take parallel strands and twist them together.
Yeah.
What we do is we braid the core. When we braid that core, it just makes a much stronger, much more durable rope.
Yeah.
And this is where it all starts. And what we do is we run endless core. And the reason being is just so it's easier to run batches. But when we do our splice, that splice is actually the strongest part of the rope.
Yeah, makes sense.
We have it's a very secret sauce on how we do it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fun. So anyways, but yeah, we run this, and after the core is all done, and if you take a look too on this side, close this. This is what that core looks like up close. And what we have is we have tandem strands, and it's run on a 12 carrier machine. And when you look at this, you think, well, that kind of looks like really thick winch line.
Yep.
Winch line is single strand. This is a tandem strand, but also winch line's a different material.
And
this
that's
is not
still the core.
Yeah,
just the core.
But when we do winch line, we would be using the same machine.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a 12 carrier, winch line's a 12 carrier.
Gotcha.
And so it looks very similar. So that's a beautiful thing how it's, multi-use equipment.
Cool.
So yeah, this is one fun part, but the real magic.
The real business is over here.
I'm gonna run it on slow and then we'll speed it up. So,
starting on slow.
So over there, you saw we had the core. This is the same core. What we do is we run that up through the middle and then we braid the jacket over the top of that. And this is the magic. So fun. So you'll see the red ones, these are the red ones are the Z twist, the yellow ones are the S twist. Okay, so you'll notice that the Z twist is going counterclockwise and the S twist is going clockwise. And what they do is they all do a dance. It's really easy to see what they're doing in slow motion, but as soon as we crank this thing up to full speed,
it's just a blur.
It's just a blur. This is where we make the strongest rope on the market, and it all starts with that yarn and making sure that we've got a very precise amount of twist. And I'll show you that in just a second. That precise twist is very important to making sure that it's durable and it's strong. So let's kick on the machine.
Sweet.
And then you can see this thing running at full speed. Okay. You look down here, those are the horn gears. The horn gears are what drive everything. They push all of those carriers around. At first when you look, this looks like they're just dancing in place, but they're getting passed all the way around. Where this is a 24 carrier machine, our carriers have to travel a farther distance, which means it takes longer to make a better rope. A lot of the foreign ropes, they have fewer carriers, thicker yarn, so they can crank out more rope in a shorter amount of time. So, now, if we've done this right, if all of our twisting is perfect.
The whole way back.
Went through the core machine right, came through here.
Yeah.
We don't know if we've gotten this right till the very end.
Yeah.
And what it is that twist, if we've calculated it precisely, right at the apex, right here, right up close. I don't know if you can see that. Right here, right on that very edge.
Yeah.
If those twisted fibers run parallel to the direction of the line,
Yeah.
we won.
Okay.
We don't know until we're here.
Huh. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't.
People ask, like, okay, well, why is that so important? Well, it gives you the most amount of tensile strength out of the rope, but also it's so that then if it's ever getting drug
Yeah.
over an edge,
Yeah.
then those fibers aren't binding.
Right. And snagging on a very micro scale.
And you don't want to be dragging this over stuff.
No.
But it's
you
gonna
do.
happen.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen.
Yep.
And this is how we make this one of the many.
Wiener roaster. What's that for? Where's the fire? Oh, that's the secret I wasn't supposed to show.
No. This is really important. So when we run a splice, it's really hard to reach this pulley up here. So we use that so that then when that splice comes through, we can pull it through and it doesn't bind up.
Very expensive tool.
This is a very. Jared, where did you find this?
Found it in the alley.
You found it in the alleyway? It's the perfect tool for it too. That's hilarious. So yeah, I don't know who's cooking wieners in the alleyway.
Someone.
But anyways, because what happens is when we run a splice through there, it'll get caught up there.
Yep.
And if you're not paying attention, if you're not watching it, then it all gets bound up, then it gets caught in the carriers, then you have a big old mess.
Bad day.
And it's a day to get it all untangled.
Yeah.
So, and that is the cordage aspect.
That's cool.
That's just cordage. Let me show you how we make the splices.
Yeah.
This is fun. Okay, so after we make the cordage, then we do the splicing. Now Erica, she's in the middle of doing one right now, and it's
I'm
really.
actually gonna start a new one. In
Oh, perfect.
Gonna start a new one in a minute.
Sneak in
I'm
and.
gonna start on this side.
All right.
Those are a few of the steps of what we do.
No, that's awesome.
And then after that, then we pull it all together. And over here, we whip the wrist.
Whip the wrist.
Yeah, we whip the wrist. What that does, that just kind of helps hold everything together.
Yeah.
And then, because what's funny is that without whipping the wrist, without holding that together, the rope is plenty strong.
Yeah.
But as soon as you go bumping down a road,
Yeah.
and those vibrations, that will essentially untie the rope.
Yeah.
And so you could do a pull without doing this, and it would hold together. Just
Yeah.
the friction of the rope would hold it together.
Yeah.
But this is what keeps it together.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And for a long time.
yeah, exactly. Then after that's done, we come over here, then we dip the eye.
Going to dip the eye. Oh, there's some eyes being dipped right now.
So what we gotta
Cool.
do, we go through and we mask all of the eyes, and then we dip every single one of them. We have to do this part pretty quick because it's a 2-part catalyst. As soon as that gets mixed, we have about 5 minutes to
Really?
get about 10 or 15 ropes dipped before we have to mix another batch. Because it just sets so quickly.
So that's why he's just got the small bucket.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
Yeah, just a tiny little bucket. And then after this part's done, well, let me also say too, we do this so that then this will impregnate into the rope.
I was just gonna ask, so you're doing it on bare rope rather than
Coated rope.
at the end. Yeah, you'd think, I would have thought it'd be red or whatever color done and then
Right.
you coat it.
And that would be easier. And
Yeah.
that would be cheaper to do too.
Yeah.
The problem is then this wouldn't impregnate into that jacket.
Because
You'd
it's
be able-
already kind of filled.
Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
filled up. You just peel that right off your first use.
Yeah.
And so this makes the rope a lot more durable, a lot better to use. And then after that's done, we let them dry. We store them. We get them ready for picking and packing.
Heading to the picking and packing area.
And then over here, oh, I forgot.
Cool.
Back in this corner, it's kind of hard to see, but this is the little station where we sew the tag, and
Yep.
we sew the tag to the rope.
Very important.
very important. There's not a whole lot to see with it, but just some industrial.
Glorified sewing machines.
Yep.
But very important.
Once one's broken, we gotta go get sent off.
I was about to say you're doing a great job, but doesn't sound like it is. Ooh.
And then over here.
There's a heavy pallet.
Yeah, those are the big ones. And those, there's bigger ones too.
Yeah.
But we don't have any of those in stock right now.
Hey.
And Jolene.
Hi, Jolene.
Hi.
She's the last person at Yankum Ropes
Yeah.
that gets to see your rope.
Nice.
She puts it in the box and sends it off.
Sends it farewell.
So if your order is wrong,
Yeah.
Call me. It's
Yeah. When your order is right,
yes,
this is
when
the
you're right.
reason.
Yes.
And when it's packaged with love, this is the reason.
But here's the great thing too. She's also the one that answers the phones too.
There you
So
go.
if you want to put a name to a face,
Yeah.
this is Jolene. She takes care of everything.
And she's the one to be nice to.
Exactly.
Your package is just waiting on the winch.
My package.
Extension.
Your package.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that.
So you want to see?
Well, let's go have a little peek at my package.
Here it is.
So we're just waiting on your extension.
Do you want to see your winch extension get made?
The winch extension's being made right now?
It's being made right now.
That's really cool. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if Kay is sewing the tag.
Okay.
She's pretty fast.
Going to check out my extension.
Okay.
The extension that I'm going to be using is being made right now, so that's cool.
I think we missed out. Valentina, are you finished? Oh, it's right here.
Oh, there it is.
That
hot
quick.
off the press.
Thanks,
Thank
Kay.
you. This
Thanks.
this is my winch extension that was literally made right now. Thank you. That's cool.
And then, so we haven't talked very much about what's in the box.
Let's go talk about what's in the box. Oh yes, these are cool.
So
I've seen these on the interwebs.
you've seen these burning up the internet.
Yeah,
These are so much fun.
yeah.
We've been having a lot of fun with these. So
What do you call it?
so this is the winch ring,
Okay.
and it's the offset winch ring. Now this is not a new novel idea. This has been around for a long time. The sailing world's been using this for decades.
Yeah.
What it is they're stationary, non-moving radiuses that the winch line will travel over.
Yeah.
And this only works with Type 3 hard anodized aluminum
Okay.
and H&PE winch line.
Oh yeah.
It won't work with the nylon ropes. It doesn't work with anything else. It doesn't work with any other synthetics or natural fibers. Does not work with steel, obviously. But it's funny because it's new to the off-road space, but in the sailing world, they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
They don't look like this.
Yeah.
But it was. Have you watched Casey Liddell's channel at all?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah. So he
Watch Casey all the time.
yeah, he kind of did the, like, hey, Alan called me at 2 in the morning, and it was.
Yeah.
He doesn't sleep. I don't
Yeah.
sleep. You know.
Yep.
So if I can't sleep, I call him.
Yep.
But
I'm
anyways.
the same. Think of ideas in the middle of the night, and then
Yeah.
you're like, I gotta go do it now.
Well, it was funny too. It was like, hey, you awake? He's like, yeah.
Depends.
So, anyways, but we had a different design that was a little thinner.
Yep.
But I realized, like, hey, well, we can go through the hole and we can do that.
Yep.
But it's a little skinny. But hey, let's go prove it.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Casey, can you just go test this out?
Yeah.
And I had no idea that he filmed a video around it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, don't post it.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to do some more testing. We did a whole bunch more testing. What people don't realize is that they watched the video that he filmed the next morning
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
But it was like 4 months later.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it was a lot. Because we had to do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, we had this in production when he
When it got posted,
that video,
yeah.
because I immediately knew that night, like, we need to make this wider, we need to make it thicker, so
Yeah.
we've got a better radius for traveling through the hole.
Yep.
And this makes things so much better for a 2-to-1, because now it's not going to fall out of the groove.
Yep.
And now you can do multi-line use.
Yeah.
You can also use this as a winch itself. So what's in that box is a winch.
Okay.
So if something happened to your winch,
Yeah.
you could set this up with a dead winch and just do a slow bumper pull.
Right.
As long as you've got an anchor. You have to have an anchor somewhere.
So
And then
you
do
have an anchor, and then your vehicle is acting as the winch without a winch when
Exactly.
they're just pulling it. So
It's strong enough that we've seen people do recoveries by hand.
right. Yeah.
Because if you do a 5-to-1,
Yep.
you know, and if you're pulling on, you're now the power of 5 men.
Yep.
Or if you have 2 dudes pulling on, now you got 10 men pulling on a rig.
Yep.
And that's a lot of force.
Yep.
People don't realize. Now, if it's really buried, obviously it's not going to do much.
But with a small vehicle, then it will.
If you're just stuck on the side of the road or something, there's lots of. Here, what's fun is that with 2 of these, there are so many applications that you can do.
Yeah.
And you can go up to a 5-to-1 with it.
Well, and what I'm liking about that is that things aren't perfect. So what I'm seeing with this is I'm thinking of a situation last year where there was a trailer over the bank and lines were running everywhere. So every time there's a turn, we needed a snatch block. And obviously you can only go through a snatch block once. So then to change direction again, you need another snatch block. And this, using it 2 ways, going around the normal way and then through it, those ropes could be going totally different directions because there's no side that it necessarily pulls off. Like,
well,
it's
you can also run multiple lines through it.
Well, that's
so
exactly
not just your line multiple times through it, but you could run another line through it from a different winch.
Yeah, and then where a normal snatch block, you'd have to attach another snatch block at the exact same point, and then I've done that, and when you do that, then they cross. As soon as there's slack, they tangle, and this is cool. Now, I'm excited about this.
Now, I'll tell you one thing though. Now that you can do this, now if you're doing a 2-to-1 or a 4-to-1, a 3-to-1, 5-to-1, now you're pulling a lot harder. So you got to make sure that that tree you're connected to is really big.
It's 5 times stronger than it was before.
Yes. Oh, and also too, you got to pay attention to your tree strap, the soft shackle holding it, everything. Everything becomes the bumper that you're using. Yeah. Making sure that the hardware that's attached to that bumper to the frame is strong. You've got to be careful even with your frame. Like this, there's a lot of things.
It's a force multiplier.
It is.
So,
and that's and I know you know that.
Yeah.
But make sure everybody else knows. You now have a lot more power. Yeah. And now requires a lot more responsibility with using this.
With great power comes great responsibility. And you should print that on the side of that.
Oh, that's a great idea. We'll just add that to the fine print. So, anyways,
that's
you got
very
two
cool.
of those in your box.
Nice.
And you can take it with you.
And then, I've showed these off just a couple weekends ago. Was plowing through a trail that was not really a trail anymore, and a lot of trees. And before, I was always nervous with it's not much, but it's the very end of the winch line sticking out where it hooks onto the hook, and it sits on the outside of your fair lead, and it smashes everything if you're a guy like me. Whereas now it sits in the grooves, there's no hook on the end, it's tucked back. You can use this, so you can put your rope through the middle. It's a good thing.
This is a really fun winning combination.
Yeah, and smooth. Everything is very smooth and nice. You just feel it. You can, when you feel something and the quality is just good, that's this.
And it's all machined out of billet aluminum. None of this is cast.
Yeah.
And so
well, you can tell.
Yeah, it's very, very strong. We did a brake test with this too. We actually don't know where it fails at because we can't get enough synthetic inside this hole. And we did the pull apart test out the thin side. We didn't set it up to win. We set it up to fail.
For sure. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, and because that's how it's going to be in nature. That's how it's going to be on the trail.
Yep.
We hit 79,500 pounds.
Wow. So what you're saying then for that loop is you can't physically get enough rope through the center in order to make it fail, which that's like a built-in safety.
Exactly. Yeah, we did that on purpose too.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a lot of thought into the placement, how far offset it is, how wide this is, how thick it is, to make sure that it's as dense and as small as possible. Because if this gets any bigger, then it has to lose. Oh, you have to get so much thicker and so much larger around in order to function and be strong. But then then it gets heavier and
Yep.
it's bulky.
Well, there's a happy medium for everything.
And this is what makes this possible.
Yeah, all
So,
works together.
It all works together.
So I will obviously link all of these things in the description. They're very cool. I've got them myself. Well, I don't have that one yet because I'm getting one right now in my kit, and it's over here. So let's check it out.
So what we've got your 2 inch rings
nice.
here.
All laid out.
We've got 2
Winch
safety
rings.
slings here. We've got 2 double loop soft shackles. We've got 2 standard soft shackles and your tree strap, and all of that'll fit in the bag nice and handy.
So this is you're
the
calling
Pro
this a winch kit though? Or
Yep, yeah, this is the Pro Winch Kit.
Pro winch kit.
And with this, with the 2 winch rings, with all of this in the bag.
Oh,
it
and
is-
this, right?
And this,
And the
yep.
extension,
This
yeah.
is your winch extension. All of this together, this is a winch in a bag.
Yeah.
If your
As
winch,
long as you have an anchor and something capable of pulling whatever amount you need.
Exactly. And so there's of course limitations.
Yep.
But this, there's so much more you can do with this.
Yeah.
You know, where just one snatch block and a winch extension can only do so much. This can do exponentially.
Yeah, almost nothing. But yeah, I see this being cool. I mean, you need this stuff anyways for recoveries and soft shackles and winch extensions. So like, I don't want to say before a winch, but if you could have this in a box and pack it along and know that, you know, if you're out with your buddies, you could hook on another rig and pull yourself out and it acts as a winch.
Yep.
And you've got all this other awesome stuff that you can use for recoveries.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'd like, even for like a side-by-side, just chuck it in the little bag that comes in.
Yep.
So that is the kit. That's awesome. Well, I'm assuming this is the end of the line.
Yep, this is the end of the line. This is everything. And the winch kit ready to go. And this is where
And it's being shipped off to them.
wherever you are.
Anywhere. Cool. Awesome, man. Well,
Okay.
I appreciate your time. This
Yeah.
has been awesome. I'm gonna load up my kit and hit the road to Salt Lake City.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This is fun.
you'll see this stuff in videos coming up because it's gonna be taken home and winter's coming, so that is my very busy time. Cool.
It's gonna be fun.
Thanks,
Can't wait
Alan.
to see it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice to meet you. Well, that was awesome. All done at Yankum. Huge shout out to Alan for taking the time. There's way more that goes into it than I thought. A lot more done by hand than I thought, and you can just tell there's a lot of pride that goes into the product, which is what sets them apart. I mean, it's done right here in the US, and they oversee every single part of it, so that's why it's a good product. So if you would like some Yankum items, I will leave a discount code in the description. You can go buy anything off the site and it's 10% off of your whole order. So do that, it helps out.
Oh my, look at this soft shackle. It's ginormous.
This soft shackle has a braking strength of 185,000 pounds. That should be okay for the Jeep.